Welcome to Digital Marketing for Contractors, a podcast for home improvement contractors to help you crush your lead goals and take your business to the next level. Join us each episode as we give you powerful insights and practical tips on the best digital marketing strategies to help you grow your home improvement business. Let's get started.
Hello and welcome to Digital Marketing for Contractors. This podcast is brought to you by Fat Cat Strategies. We are a full-service digital marketing agency based in Raleigh, North Carolina, and we specialize in working with home improvement contractors just like you to grow your business. Today, I have Caitlin Noble with me, and I just realized I forgot to introduce myself. I am Janet. I am the founder and managing partner here at Fat Cat, and I'm so happy today that Caitlin, my business partner, is here with me. Caitlin,
hey, what up?
What are we talking about today?
Hey, y'all. It's Caitlin. I am the head of client services here at Fat Cat. Love chatting up with Janet on all these amazing topics. Today is a really important one, and I just want to be as honest as I can. We are going to be talking about 2025 SEO trends. Janet, did you know that Google made 5,000 changes to their search algorithm this year alone?
2024.
This year, yeah, in 2024. And this year,
I feel like I
5,000.
felt it in my soul, but I didn't know the number. I know my soul was kind of crushed by it a little
few
bit.
times, yeah.
I know my spirit was dinged and damaged, but I didn't know the number.
I mean, the way and we're going to talk about this, but the way I searched as just an average searching human being trying to find answers on the internet changed. That experience changed
dramatically.
At least 5,000 times known.
Yeah. Holy crap.
So I'm prefacing all of that by saying,
wait, 5,000. Let's just sit on that for a second.
It's a lot.
So we all use the internet every day.
There's 365 days in a year. That's how many times in a day?
I don't know. I'm going to pull up a calculator. This will be fun.
And Janet's going to do this
research. We're going to lose listeners right now while I do math.
But I'm telling you this, and I'm going to give you trends for 2025, but
13 changes a day.
13 changes a day. These trends are pretty darn solid. I can't see them changing, but just know that 2025 is a new year, and the what could change. So take all of this. I think it's good advice. Just also know 13 changes a day could still be happening.
Or 5,000 changes. We don't know that they came 13 a day to the search engine
so
algorithm.
Let's dive in. What are some of these trends? We're super excited to work with our clients on...
Hold on, I'm going to backtrack.
Yeah.
Because we got excited talking about 5,000. What are we talking about today?
SEO
2025
trends.
SEO trends.
Yes,
I'm just being as
clear.
Cartoon anvil on the head, obvious as I can be.
Absolutely. And we've already started to implement a lot of this strategy for our clients right now in 2024. Something you should be thinking about, whether it's 2025 and you're listening to this or it's 2024, please make sure you are implementing these recommendations now to help with your organic presence.
So I'm going to list off like the big picture trends that we see for 2025, and then we're going to come back and drill into each one. So the first one is AI and machine learning.
Wolf.
Nobody is going to be surprised to hear that we're talking about AI.
Probably needs its own episode.
Yeah, it probably does need its own episode, and I'm sure it'll get multiple episodes in 2025 from us and other digital marketers. So trend number 1, AI and machine learning. Trend number 2, experience and engagement-based ratings. Yeah. Trend number 3, EAT. We call it EAT. What is EAT? It's an acronym that stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. So it's spelled EEAT.
Experience.
Yes. So what is the user experience? And that's going to feed into how your website ranks for that search. So AI, experience and engagement, EAT, voice search,
which is nothing new but better.
Video
search,
local, those near me searches, and content quality over quantity.
Also not new, but very important to talk about.
Should we tackle these in that order, should we skip around?
Let's do it. Well, you know us. We'll probably skip around anyways. Don't get too ambitious.
All right.
Let's dive right on in. Let's rip that Band-Aid off.
What have we seen in terms of how AI has impacted just old school search engine optimization? You want your company's website to show up when people search for things. What has AI's impact been on that this year.
I mean, and whether we're talking about impact or what to just expect for 2025 too, because this is a trend, I guess the trend is AI is not going away.
Yes.
You know, and I think if I could, a quick story in terms of what you're talking about currently, what's happening search-wise.
Yeah, where are we now and where are we going?
Right. I mean, literally yesterday, I broke my phone in a way that I won't even go into detail about. But we used, the person who I was with, we used ChatGPT on his phone to figure out the steps to unlock my phone. We didn't even go to Google. We went straight to ChatGPT and described with words.
Can we please tell everybody what you did to your phone? I'm going to tell them. Caitlin was driving and did something to her phone.
I was trying to leave a voice note to myself.
Okay. Trying to leave a voice
not
note.
Not text, because that's not safe.
While she was driving, and you turned on some feature for the blind.
Correct.
On your phone.
So anybody who's visually impaired and you didn't know it, iPhones are made for you. And I found that feature yesterday.
Accidentally.
And I used ChatGPT in those steps to unlock it. We didn't even go to Google. I just think that's something to note, and that's not going to change. I think people are going to continue to use services
like ChatGPT
to get answers to
complex problems.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Right.
Those problems could be, how do I replace my windows?
Right.
How do I replace my roof?
Right.
I mean, is your website going to be providing content to that learning machine that is AI?
The AI-driven search.
That's just a trend that's not going away. And
yeah.
I 1,000% want to keep talking about it in a separate episode.
Yeah. And, again, we're being vulnerable and transparent. I mean, we have an agency built on helping our clients show up in search.
Right.
And what we're seeing is the population, U.S. citizens are moving away from what we've called, quote unquote, search to solve their problems. And they're asking AI algorithms instead.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? If you searched on how do I unlock my phone, or how to make my phone where it's not
for blind people
configured for a blind person, you didn't do a Google search. You did a ChatGPT search.
And spoiler alert, my phone got fixed instantly through those steps. I didn't have to go anywhere else to get any more information. We followed that prompt and it unlocked my phone.
So this is, and I know we're talking about SEO trends for 2025. I'm going to throw out there that one of the SEO trends for 2025 is to diversify your marketing so that, if you've been doing really, really well with SEO, you might need to have some different channels in there. In an earlier episode, we talked about offline things that you could do.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm just being as honest as I can be. Things are changing so fast on the internet. The tactics that we have used, we know they're going to keep changing in 2025. We're going to optimize them to the absolute best of our ability. Mm-hmm. But if the overall volume of searches is going down on Google because people are using other tools,
exactly.
What I think is going to happen is the competition for that is going to get even more fierce.
It should.
Think about it. I mean, if there's just a number, I'm going to make up a number. If there's 4 million searches a day on a given topic, and some portion of those go to ChatGPT instead, and now there's 3 million a day,
right? Then
the competition to show up for those searches is going to be even more intense,
expensive, etc. So, I mean, I guess we said we weren't going to bounce, but let's bounce because we're talking about AI and using AI as a option for search and keeping your content on your website, to feed that AI machine. Other places you search with your voice. I mean, this hasn't changed. This has been something that's been going on for quite some time. This is number 4. I'm pointing to Janet. So,
voice search.
So
that's that you see that trend growing in 2025.
Growing, absolutely, and making sure your site's optimized for voice search. I mean,
what do you mean by optimizing your site for voice search?
Yeah, that's actually really good. I mean, we're going to talk to you in a second about some of that content that that EAT content, which is going to be authoritative. So, is your site able to answer questions? Does the content on your site, is it figuratively and literally,
is the content formatted in such a way that it's the answer to a question.
Like what do you use? I mean, I've got Alexa, I've got Siri. Do you use your voice to search for things?
I'm old. I forget.
Okay, well, I'm in my early 30s, and so, I mean, I'm shouting out, like, in the middle of chaos, Alexa, can my baby taste a lemon? And she gave me an answer. I mean, like, day-to-day, like, questions, like, Alexa, I want to know the weather. I want to know this. Like, that is just something that I think, I know I talked about lemons and babies, but I can see where voice search is going to become even more important. Like I think right now Google has an option on your phone if you're searching on Google to just use a microphone.
Oh yeah,
to search. Yeah, so talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so just like we all, or at least we should be doing more text-to-speech recognition when you're texting and driving.
Correct.
Let's all admit that
or
we do it.
Lock your phone and shut it down.
Or turn it into a phone for the blind. But that little microphone button, you can use it to search.
Yeah.
Here's how I use it. Again, I'm going to play the old person in the room.
Perfect.
In the morning, every morning, I drink my coffee, I sit on the couch, I eat my oatmeal, and I surf the internet. Because my hands are busy with my coffee and my oatmeal.
Stop.
I do. I will search YouTube with voice searches on my iPad.
Okay, hold on, wait. You just touched another one, but like let's pull it all together.
Yeah, video. So video is a trend for 2025.
So you are using your voice to search YouTube.
Yes.
For like how to
whatever.
No. Okay,
yes,
how does that work?
So you are visually looking at the screen.
Yeah.
It's on your lap, but in the search bar, instead of taking your hands and typing the search, there's a little microphone icon.
Yeah.
So if you are searching on something on YouTube,
okay,
you just say it out loud. It's a voice search, but I think your example of a voice search is you're in your kitchen and you've got this
chaos.
Alexa device.
Correct.
I am saying there's a different kind of voice search where you are still visually engaged with your device.
Yes.
But you just click the button and say it rather than typing it into your iPad.
So that's got to be important.
Yeah.
I mean,
so and that kind of brings us full circle back to SEO. You don't have to be doing it on YouTube. You could be doing it on Google.
Right.
You're sitting on the couch. You've got your iPad. You've either got coffee or you got a beer, whatever you're doing. You don't want to sit and type it. You do a voice search. Then the search results need to be tailored and targeting the answer to a question. So if we're talking about SEO trends for 2025, your content should be formed more like the answer to a what or a how question. What do I do to blah, 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 blah? How do I da-da-da-da-da-da-da? When would I replace my roof? When should I? How long will windows last?
Exactly.
How can I decrease my heating bill?
And I guarantee if you, to Janet's point, used your voice or typed that into YouTube to search on any of those questions, you're probably going to get answers.
You're going to get answers. And what we're saying is if you can target your content to answer those questions.
Which brings us to eat.
Yes. And that brings us to trend number 3 on our list here.
We are bouncing, but this all does work together. So on that tone, thinking about how people are searching with their voice, they want questions.
They're searching with their voice and they're asking questions.
Correct. They want those answers, and we know that AI is nothing but a system that is supposed to be providing authoritative answers based on other
sources,
other websites. So what on your website is building EAT? So experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthy.
That's the acronym EAT.
EAT. This is content throughout your site that is going to be showing that you have experience, you're an expert, it's authoritative, and it builds trust. So things like...
I've got a good example on
go
this
for
it. So we have a roofing contractor in the Midwest, and the owners are super passionate about... they're passionate about their industry. They're passionate about sharing knowledge with their community. And this summer, we did a series of video interviews where we asked the owners questions that we saw had high search volume. Will insurance pay for my roof replacement? How much will insurance pay for a roof replacement? So this is a roofing contractor, and a lot of the questions that people have are around insurance and roofing.
Right.
And so what we did was we did a series of video interviews with the owners where they talked about specific things that they knew about hail damage, wind damage, the age of shingles. What does an insurance inspector do when they come to your house?
All of this to create content.
All of this the entire exercise was designed to hit that EAT.
Yes.
Experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness.
Yes.
So, and this is not BS.
No.
These are real roofers that have spent years perfecting their craft. They work with insurance adjusters. They know the regulations in their state. Their state regulations are different from the neighboring state's regulations.
Yeah.
And they have authoritative expertise content to share. But what we did as an agency was we helped them package that in a question and answer format.
I love it.
So, we would ask a question and then they would answer it. And so now we have this EAT, this acronym EAT, this expert content from an expertise source that is a trustworthy source. And Google sees that as EAT content because of the way it was packaged and the trustworthiness. The way we're sending those signals to Google is we have created these bio pages.
That's right.
For the owners. So Mr. X is the owner of this roofing company. He's been in business for X number of years. He has these certifications.
Credentials, yes.
These are his credentials. This is what he does in the community. This is his,
passion.
This is passion. This is what he does with the Chamber of Commerce.
Right.
This is what he does with the Home Builders Association.
Right.
So all of that is saying you can believe this guy is telling you about what to do after a hailstorm because he's an expert and you can trust him. So that is a huge trend.
Google loves that.
Google loves that. And this whole idea of EAT kind of brings all of these trends from 2025 together.
Yeah.
Because if you're packaging your expertise as an answer to a common question, you're going to hit that voice search. You're going to hit that trustworthy. If you do it as a video, you can show up as a video search.
Huge.
You're going to help with experience and engagement on your website.
Definitely. I think another one that we mentioned at the very end, this also helps with, Janet, is the content quality over quantity.
Right.
Because, and challenge your agency right now, or if you're writing the content yourself, if it doesn't sound like it's authoritative and it's coming from an expert, challenge it, push back. The days of repeatable location-based pages that are just small and short, like a small short content, that doesn't work. And don't get me wrong, we've been a part of that game. We were totally a part of that game. But what we are doing now and what you should be doing is taking all of those mini pages that are maybe 300 words.
I'm going to interrupt you.
Please.
Because I think we can get into a trap where we use internal language.
Thank you.
I'm going to explain to the listener what Caitlin's talking about with location-based pages. I am sure you've seen them.
Thank you.
Your agency has told you need service area pages. So let's say you're in Atlanta.
Yep.
You're going to have a page targeting Marietta, targeting Cobb County, targeting Smyrna. Buckhead, whatever. Right. You're going to have a section on your website that is page after page after page after page. And the formula is insert town name.
Yep.
Insert thing you sell.
Windows.
Roofing in Smyrna.
Bathroom remodeling.
Bathrooms in Cobb County.
Right.
Those are what Caitlin is talking about, location
Thank
pages.
You.
For years, Google rewarded us by publishing dozens and dozens of those short location-based pages. And what we are saying is going to happen in 2025 is we think they're going to be...
It's already
happening. Yeah. We're going to have to adjust our tactics to send better signals to Google about the products that you offer in the locations that you're targeting.
So combine all those pages if they already exist on your site. Combine them into
If
one.
you've got 300 of them, what should a
you've
listener
got,
do?
Yeah, if you've got 300 pages on Atlanta bathroom remodeling
And all the different neighborhoods.
and all the neighborhoods of Atlanta, make one big page about Atlanta bathroom remodeling and
call it a day.
And call it a day. I wouldn't say like delete those other pages. Maybe put them in draft mode. Again, challenge your agency to do that, you know.
So would you combine them all in one metro?
I
mean,
would.
we're sitting here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Yeah. Let's debate this. As citizens of Raleigh, we refer to North Raleigh almost like it's another town.
Right.
Would you have like one big North Raleigh page and a Raleigh page? Or would you just have one Raleigh page?
I'm thinking what this trend is pointing towards is it'd be one big Raleigh Durham page.
Oh. So you'd suck in the next town.
Maybe, yeah.
All right, I'm going to go back to being vulnerable. The reason that we don't exactly know the answer to this question is because Google unleashed 5,000 changes last year.
13 a day.
At least 13 today. We don't know. There's going to be at least another 5,000 changes next year, and we're rolling with the punches.
And so I love that. And so on the topic of location, which is important, whether it's written on 300 pages on your website about Atlanta or one page, your Google business profile is not going away as far as we know.
Right. As of November 22nd, 2024, Google business profiles still exist.
And locations are important for that profile to exist as well.
Right.
So something that I like to encourage our contractors to do is if your customers are comfortable with it, mention a location in their review. That's going to continue to help near me searches on Google with your Google business profile. So, hey, I really am so grateful for this company. They just replaced my siding in Raleigh, North Carolina. You don't have to give your neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's going to help. So continue to ask for locations in reviews. On the profile side of things, the trend is pointing that using those types of locations in reviews is going to help. So I said it 3 times.
So the takeaway, if you're driving around and you're listening to this, if you already have a process in place whereby you ask the projects that have just wrapped up, you're asking the homeowners to give you a review. You know, what we've seen work the best is the project manager is standing in the home and encouraging Mr. and Mrs. homeowner to give a review right there on the spot.
Yes.
Just give them a little bit of an encouragement to mention specifically the product installed and the town name. And so to reiterate this, it'd be like, hey, we loved the experience with XYZ company. They installed the James Hardy Arctic White siding in Apex, North Carolina. So there in your Google business post, now you have a review mentioning James Hardy, Arctic White, and Cary, North Carolina, or Apex, North Carolina. That's gold right there.
Money. So I guess 2 things we can definitely say for sure. I keep getting reviews, and those reviews are going to make an impact on your search result unless Google surprises us between now and whenever we can't predict. The last thing, I think number 2, I think it's just totally off, like different from what we've been talking about.
Okay, let's talk about it. What is it?
So we've been talking about how to build your content around,
answering questions
and authoritative and what the search engines are going to want. This is one thing in terms of SEO trends that has nothing to really do with content, but more along the lines of how your website's performing and the user experience. So I think something that we've, that's again, not totally new, but is not going to go away either, is make sure your site loads quickly. Make sure it's mobile friendly. I mean, this is not new, but still so important. And keep back to the content that is engaging. I learned a term today, dwell time. Like, it's different from bounce rate.
What are you saying? Dwell?
Dwell.
You're dwelling.
Dwell.
What is dwell time?
Dwell time is when somebody, here's the test. So bounce rate, I can tell you quickly. You know, somebody hits your site and just bounces right off of it. Dwell time is the time that somebody spends on your site and then leaves and goes back to the search engine page because they did not
find what they were looking
for. I think it's called dwell time because they just are dwelling.
They're kind of looking like, does this search result solve my problem? Does it answer my question?
Exactly.
So a bounce would be an immediate rejection. Nope, I'm in the wrong place.
Yes.
Dwell is, I think I'm maybe in the right place. I'm going to look around a little bit.
Yeah.
And then finally you're like, nope, this is not helpful. And you go back to the list of search results.
No, this didn't answer my question about how to replace my windows.
Right. Or how much it costs.
Or, how
much will it cost to replace my windows?
That's the topic. Yes, that's ever. So experience and engagement based rankings, that's going to be huge. So yes, your keywords are still going to be important and be valued on that Google scale in terms of 1 to 1,000, but something that's going to part of that algorithm to keep your keywords in that top spot is if they match a website that has solid user engagement. So
what can listeners do about that? I mean, these are kind of these amorphous,
they are
nebulous terms, user experience. You know what? I think one takeaway, I mean, there's some free tools online where you can do a page load speed test.
Yes.
If your page takes forever to load, you are not hitting that experience score.
Yep. That'd be my first and foremost. Like, check your phone.
Is your page load slow to load? What did I just say? Slowed. I made up a word. Is your website too slow to load?
Yes.
And how does it perform on mobile devices?
Yeah.
Those are things that you can go online, and there are free tools, browser testing tools, and page speed tests that you could do. And that'd be like an easy win.
Yeah.
If you find something like that to fix, engage with somebody to fix it. Talk to whoever built your website. If you're doing it in-house, if you did it yourself, talk to your agency.
So those were all trends. They're unfortunately not groundbreaking, but they're still important.
I think AI is groundbreaking.
AI is still groundbreaking. Bonus content, things to avoid, we can follow up with. But it supports, what we've been talking about the whole time in terms of the types of content you want. Don't stuff your pages with keywords. Don't ignore your core web vitals. Don't, please stop allowing low quality backlinks onto your site.
What is a backlink? No, I know what it is, but we should not assume that listeners know what a backlink is.
And I laughed so I could breathe for a second. Backlinks are links that are bringing people from a separate site onto your site. So they've got your site is linked onto another person's site.
Yes. And so for years, there was a game where agencies like ours would get as many backlinks from as many websites as we possibly could.
Stop doing that.
Yeah. I mean, a backlink from a really high quality site is amazing. A backlink from a garbage site is bad. Okay, so
we talked a long time, y'all.
Yeah. So trends for 2025, we'll wrap this up and put a bow on it. AI is here. It ain't going anywhere.
Nope.
It's going to shape how search works in 2025.
Yep.
We have some ideas what that looks like.
And how to make the content around it.
Yeah, and how to make the content around that. But next year is going to be really interesting. So AI, you've got to make sure that your website offers a good experience. That is a trend that is more and more important. This EAT content, expertise, authoritativeness, trustworthiness, optimize for voice search. That just means craft your content as if it's answering a question.
No matter where you're asking it.
No matter where they're asking it. Video and visual search, these local near-me searches, and emphasize quality over quantity. And then the things to avoid, I think, really go in line with that.
Absolutely.
Quality over quantity. Keyword stuffing and low-quality backlinks.
Just don't do it.
They're so dead.
They're
out of fashion. Okay, that brings us to the end of another episode of Digital Marketing for Contractors. We'd love to hear from you. If you feel like you would like another opinion on what you're doing with your online marketing, you can visit us at fatcatstrategies.com. check out our blog, and check out some of our downloadable resources. Thanks again.
Thanks, y'all.
Digital Marketing for Contractors is created by Fat Cat Strategies. For more information, visit fatcatstrategies.com.